So, welcome to New Player PvP. This is an amazing episode because we have an FFA happening. That is a free-for-all with 4 players, 4 new players. Well, actually, 3 new players and 1 veteran player, the legendary Stargen, terror of the quick play queue. So we will see what happens if these new players want to team up on the 1 veteran that snuck their way into the game. Politics are completely allowed. I will read the chat to let you know of any deals that are being made. Everyone can hear the stream, and I ask that any any deals you want to make happen in the stream chat, just so everybody is aware and can watch the show. Like, I ask you to just not private message people, because that's not as fair, you know? Alright, the game is on. So in yellow, playing Tenri, we have Eric. And Eric seems to be aggressing towards the red side of the map. Eric wants Nuru's villages, or at the very least to capture maybe this village over here. They might also just be defending themselves against Nuru, who knows? Generally on a map like this, players will attack in a clock. Like, you'll attack the player here, who attacks the player here, who attacks the player here, who attacks the player here. You get the idea. But sometimes that doesn't happen and things get interesting. Alright. So we have Pigeon, who is green, asking for a truce with Eric. So green and yellow are talking about a truce. That makes sense if yellow wants to attack red. It could be very advantageous to accept because green would then be in a position to attack yellow. But if they have a truce, then green is freed up to fight blue while yellow fights red. This will be interesting. We will see if the truce is accepted. But so far, Eric hasn't said anything. I don't know. Meanwhile, MTaur in blue seems to be alerted to these political shenanigans, but it doesn't seem to affect what they're doing. They're just building defensive pikes against red, as if they were about to go to war to red, and have some swords kind of guarding their perimeter against green. MTaur in blue, playing the twins, is protecting themselves on both sides, just like, I don't want to fight anybody. I'm just going to defend myself. You shall not attack me. Yeah, double pikes, very defensive. Oh, Eric has accepted the truce. There is now a truce between yellow and green. They are completely on the same side. They are on the same team, for now at least. And they have agreed not to fight. This means that if red and blue don't make a truce, it could be a little difficult for them. However, keep in mind, Stargen is a veteran player. Stargen is the only not new player in this new player PvP. So I don't know. Maybe everyone should have made a truce against Stargen. That they could be in trouble if it gets down to 2 people and Stargen's one of them who's left. Stargen has a lot of gold, but their commander has not been healed yet. I wonder what this pro player, this shark, is gonna try to do. Stargen is playing Nuru, which is a little bit of a handicap. It's widely considered that Nuru is not one of the better commanders, although they're still playable and they can still do really cool stuff in an FFA. So Stargen being a little bit nice to the newer players, picking a commander that's considered a little weaker. Right now, there is still no alliance. There is no alliance. Oh, absolutely, MTaur. I will read the chat. Yeah, I will read it out loud. There's no alliance between MTaur and Stargen right now. Stargen does not seem to be chatting, and MTaur is open to negotiations, it seems, but is not entering into any. So this is kind of interesting. It looks like Stargen is preparing to defend against Yellow's invasion. So red and yellow are probably going to go at it. Look at these 2 commanders staring at each other. But meanwhile, MTaur has not agreed to a truce with red. So MTaur could attack red. That could happen. There's nothing stopping that. There's nothing stopping that at all. Alright, meanwhile, Pigeonhead playing Sedge in green. I like the green for Sedge. That is Sedge's classic color. Is trying to figure out who exactly they want to go after. Wow! Putting their really low health commander, the only commander that has not healed yet and is only on 35 health, right in the middle of the map. No fear whatsoever. Pigeonhead is like, I want some extra economy, and I don't care about danger. You can all fight, but I'm taking the center villages. I wonder if that will make Pigeonhead a target. This is actually interesting because Yellow agreed to a truce. If Pigeon Head takes this village, Yellow can't really attack it. That's kind of funny. Pigeon Head might be making some 300 IQ plays here. However, they do have to watch out. They do have to watch out because while Stargen is distracted fighting Eric, MTaur is going to need to decide who to go after. And having a low health commander right near MTaur, I don't know. MTaur has proven that they can take down low health commanders. I'm aware Eric can take the village. I will not challenge it. Pigeon has declared that they are allowing their ally to take extra center villages. They don't mind because they've gotten their own center village over here. They're okay with their ally having two of them, and they're just going to focus on the fight with Stargen, trying to take out the top player right away. I respect that. I respect that play from Eric. We see Tenri get a little bit of an extra heal off the village. Not attacking Nuru right now on account of the defending knight. Very scary. And bringing in some dogs to bear. Eric is committed to this alliance and is going to use it to try to take down the top player in the FFA as quickly as possible. That is respect. Eric is showing themselves to be a stand-up groover at the moment. Also, Stargen, sorry if I'm narrating this a little bit biased against you. It is called New Player PvP. I just want to hype up the new players a little bit. And I was willing to make myself the villain of this, but you volunteered. You volunteered to take my place, so thank you, Stargen. Alright, so now it is MTaur's turn, and they have a fantastic choice. A really fantastic choice. Oh, hey, MP132, welcome to the chat. Yes, this is a free-for-all, and if you want to do New Player PvP, just let me know. Alright, MTaur has got to figure out what to do. They don't have an alliance with anyone right now. They are on no one's side. They could dogpile Stargen, although they don't have any dogs built yet. Just try to take down Stargen very quickly. But they also have to deal with the impending threat of Sedge. Pigeonhead Sedge in green is heading this way and trying to take all of the center villages. MTaur center village could be captured by a very, very ambitious, possibly willing to die 3 health commander. Nope. No. MTaur is like, no, this is mine. You can't have this one. You can't have this one. And just like that, Stargen is closed out of all of the center villages. Pigeonhead's decision, Green's decision to take center villages, has actually prompted a center village panic that has put Stargen behind on economy. Oh, MTaur attacks Pigeonhead. Blue is attacking Green. MTaur is not going after Stargen. MTaur is not going after the veteran player. MTaur is like, hey, I will take Stargen's center village, but I still want my center village. You really want to fight me, Pigeonhead? Oh, wow. Really aggressive sword positions. Really aggressive sword positions. MTaur is going right into it. They have chosen to duke it out with Pigeonhead. Blue and green are now fighting. And MTaur is spear spamming. It has a mage to deal with the harpy. MTaur has a unit composition that could be challenging for Pigeonhead to deal with. It could be a little tricky. On the other hand, Pigeonhead does have a better attacking position, at least this turn, but I don't know if that will last with all these amazing units that just sort of counter what Pigeonhead has built. So it does look like it's going to be blue versus green and yellow versus red. No, Stargen backs up! Stargen backs up! And goes for the sword crit kill on MTaur! Stargen does not care about alliances. Stargen does not care about alliances. Blue and red were in sort of an unofficial alliance the second MTaur made that move. MTaur was like, I don't want to attack you, Stargen. And Stargen's like, well, I want to attack you. And now all of a sudden MTaur is at the center of attention. MTaur saying in chat, Stargen didn't like that village cap. Lol, fair. Actually, strictly speaking, either of these could be Stargen's village. Wow! And Stargen flips another village. stealing another village from MTaur. MTaur is under siege by Stargen right now. Take a look at the economy here. Stargen has one of the most economies in the game, is the first player, and has a fantastic unit count. They don't own any center villages, but they own 2 river villages. Is this a 2v2 or an FFA? Hey there, Desia CR. This is an FFA, and if you would like to join in new player PvP, let me know in the chat. Right now, remember, Yellow has an alliance with Green. Eric, in Yellow, has an alliance with Pigeonhead in Green to not attack each other. And that's gone really well for them so far. It has allowed Erichead to get an aggressive position on Red. Red is Stargen, the only non-new player in this FFA. However, Blue and Green are fighting now. Blue and Green are fighting now. Pigeonhead is bringing forth their Harpy. There's nothing that can attack that Harpy this turn, not until the Mage gets into range. But Pigeonhead has got a decision to make here. Are they really going to duke it out with MTaur? If they do, it could leave MTaur too weak to defend against Stargen's assault, giving more money to the veteran player. But Pigeonhead doesn't care. They're like, you attacked me. Well, technically I moved in on you first, but I'm attacking now. Oh no. In the middle of a quick play match, but sure, I'm very new. Absolutely, if you want to play, just let me know in the chat, and we'll probably set it up after this match, so then that's kind of perfect. Alright, so, Pigeonhead has a huge attack force here. Dog, Harpy, lots of swords, and a newly healed commander, and MTaur is just in the middle of it. There is very little MTaur can actually do in this situation. Despite their amazing army, it's too scattered and they're being attacked from too many sides. MTaur's, MTaur is in a tough spot. MTaur is in a tough spot. You gotta remember, MTaur did attack 2 people at once, both from taking this village and not defending this village properly, and then starting a fight with Green at the same time. MTaur might have overextended their aggression for having a very defensive army. You've got a lot of pikes, you want to play defensive. You only really want to attack 1 person, not 2. Alright, Eric has their Harpy in as well, and Eric's like, well, Stargen decided to attack MTaur. Stargen is super vulnerable right now. There's only one thing I can do. Like, there's really only one thing Yellow can do right now. And there it is! There it is! The attack on Stargen commences. This is critical, because if this attack fails, Stargen could be in a position to win this game. Stargen is pretty good. I thought the new players would all gang up on Stargen, but they've chosen not to do that so far. So it is all up to Eric. Eric is kind of the hero of our story right now. Bravely attacking the veteran, and trying to make sure that new players win new player PvP. Alright, they're bringing in the dog, they're bringing in a Harpy, they're bringing in a lot of units. The plan here seems to be to kill the Mage if it goes in, and then use the various weaker units to kill the Mage, bring in the Harpy, have that kill something, and then back it all up with a Knight. I like this attack. I like this attack. But Stargen does have a lot of units. They haven't really lost any units yet. Alright, it's MTaur's turn. It's MTaur's turn. Pigeon in Green has something to say. MTaur chose to attack me first. I was open to negotiation. Yeah, so far, MTaur is not trying to negotiate with anyone, a critical part of FFA. MTaur, if you want to negotiate with someone, you can just open the chat real quick and say, hey, you want to make a deal? You know? Absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. That's what the stream chat is for. But you don't have to. You don't have to. You can totally play without any negotiation. That is A-okay. It's whatever you want to do. Alright, MTaur is thinking about how to respond to this situation. They're in a fight with 2 people. And the funny thing is, arguably, they didn't actually pick a fight. I mean, Pigeonhead did steal MTaur's kind of village first, and sort of move in on them first. Stargen, well, yeah, I don't know if Stargen has any kind of excuse. MTaur did take this village, which you could say might have been Stargen's, but I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. It's hard to say. It was kind of very hesitant in both situations. Alright, MTaur chose to crit kill this sword. It's fantastic. However, oh, and the twins knocked down a sword as well. MTaur's getting revenge. MTaur is getting revenge. Like, you attacked me. Alright, we're fighting. We're fighting. Oh, we have an offer from Pigeon Head. I will stop attacking MTaur if they let me keep my towns. All right, MTaur. It's a question for you, MTaur. Do you want to accept this deal? Do you want to accept this deal? Because you know, Pigeon Head is primed for another attack on you right now. Yeah, I don't know if it's in your best interest to keep this fight going. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Maybe you want to keep this fight going right now. Maybe you're convinced that Stargen will have to back off and deal with Eric. I don't know. It's up to you, MTaur. So far, MTaur has not said anything. MTaur is maintaining radio silence. And as a result, there is currently no deal on the table. Well, there is a deal on the table, and MTaur just hasn't accepted it. Alright, Stargen is deciding what to do. Stargen is in a bit of trouble. They're under attack by Eric. That much is clear. Eric has made it very, very clear that they wish to attack Stargen. Stargen kills the first sword using 2 swords. Very good. But now what do? Are they going to go in with their commander? This is a little tough. Oh, Mage Heal. 300 gold spent healing that commander to full. I think we know what happens next. Yep, sure enough, the commander goes in. And then the knight goes in, knocking down the village. This is very nice. And if we take a look at the economy at the top of the order, we see that Eric is actually winning despite doing the most difficult thing in the game. Having a respectful alliance and... Wait! Hold on. When did this village get taken? Did Pigeon Head never take this village? Did I miss that? How did I miss that? Did Pigeon Head just never take this village? Pigeon Head never took the village! They left it for Eric to use. This alliance, I allowed him as a sign of peace. Wow, okay, so the alliance is on. The alliance is on between Pigeon Head and Eric. I was going to steal it, but I had to defend. Oh, okay, that's what really happened. So Pigeon Head said that because MTaur attacked, they had to allow Eric to take the extra village. So as a result, Eric actually has a bit of money. But Stargen's army is now completely focused on Eric. They've forgotten all about MTaur. That'll let MTaur take this village back. Maybe. And MTaur has stated they don't want any kind of deal right now. They want to keep fighting Pigeon Head. They might be upset that Pigeon Head took the center village, you know? Or maybe their strategy is to try to eliminate Pigeon Head. I don't know. MTaur's army is split between Stargen and Pigeon Head right now. This makes MTaur the only player who is fighting on 2 fronts. This is very hard to do. It is very, very difficult to fight on 2 fronts. It's actually interesting. It maybe MTaur is trying for some Darwinian contest. Like, let the better player have both golds and then attack Stargen. Maybe that's what they're thinking. I don't know. All MTaur has told us is that they don't want a deal. They want war, despite this incredible army pushing down on them. MTaur is up to something. MTaur is up to something. I'm curious what their plan is. Meanwhile, Pigeon Head is like, alright, well, my path is clear. MTaur, blue, has chosen battle with me. So battle it is. We see spears coming out. We see a knight coming out from Pigeon Head, the green player. We see, oh my goodness, so much damage. Sedge attacks in. Chaos. What is happening? Oh no! The harpy goes in on the twins. Are they gonna survive this? Are they gonna make it? I don't know. The twins are super low health, but that harpy is in a precarious position. I had to rush my turn because I was too busy chatting. Ah, the catch of PvP right there. Alright, so what is Eric gonna do here? Because Stargen, the red player, has this amazing army set up. It's gonna be very difficult to fight this. It's gonna be incredibly challenging to fight this. There are 2 mages, so the harpy is just not gonna be able to go in. Tenri's gotta watch out so that they don't die. And there's not a lot of army here on Eric's side. If we look at the unit count, Stargen technically has more army because Eric has 1 more village and villages count. So yeah, it's gonna be hard. Eric retreats. It looks like Eric is backing up. Like, I can't fight that right now. I gotta build up my forces first. But I'm committed to this. I am committed to attacking Stargen. I don't know if that's what Eric's actually thinking. That's just my best guess. Oh! No, the knight goes in! The knight goes in! Wow. They're finding, like, maybe a way to sneak in and do some damage to Stargen. Eric continues the attack. Eric continues the attack and backs up the knight with another knight, preparing to defend Crit in case this knight goes in. That's a pro move. That's a pro move from Eric right there. That's a really good move. And for those in chat, let me remind you, if you want to join a new player PvP, just let me know. Oh my goodness. And it's defended by the commander, it's defended by the harpy. This was a solid play. Eric did not get greedy, they just found a really nice attack and made it happen, putting Stargen further and further behind on economy. Such good plays. Such good plays. I think Eric is setting themselves up to be the hero of this story. They are doing their best to defeat the mighty Stargen. Alright, meanwhile, MTaur has a very low health commander. It's their turn, and they don't know what to do. While this epic battle is raging in the heavens, over here, these players are just scrapping for these villages. MTaur's got to be careful. They know better than anyone that a low health commander can go down. But there's also some powerful attacks they can make, and the harpy drops that 600 gold that Pigeonhead is losing for this attack. Oh my goodness. MTaur, by the way, keeps rejecting diplomatic advances by Pigeonhead. They want to keep fighting. They are determined to continue the attack at all costs and continue to duel Pigeonhead. I'm gonna have to ask them after this is over what their plan was. But they're thinking about this. They're thinking about this because the twins are low on health. They could die right here. They could die right here if MTaur isn't careful. Meanwhile, these two pikes are just all the way over here attacking Stargen. We might see this village go down, or we might see the pikes join this fight. I'm not sure which one MTaur is going for. Do you attack the pro player and steal their money? Or do you get back up for your fight with the other new player? Pike goes in, kills a sword. Big damage there. This archer's looking a little vulnerable. But on the other hand... Alright, yeah, and the pikes are dedicated to chopping down the village, it looks like. So MTaur is only half attacking Pigeonhead. Like, a good portion of their army continues to fight Stargen. Oh, but brings in the pike instead of defending. Brings in the pike. So this was actually really nice, because it took money away from Stargen, but also brought in a unit for their own fight. So it looks like MTaur's strategy is, I want to make sure that Stargen doesn't win, but I want to fight Pigeonhead. Let's go. We see more pikes coming out from MTaur. Since there's no more air anymore, they don't have to build mages. And then they build another pike here. It seems like MTaur is just pike spamming, and I love it. Alright, Stargen does not have a lot of money, and that fact is slowly going to creep on them, because as the game goes on, that's going to hurt more and more and more. They've got to do something to get the money. They've just got to fix this problem. What are they going to do? If Stargen does not get some economy, there is no way they can win this FFA. It's just not happening. Do they defend and try to wait for a player to drop? Do they try to take down Eric? Or do they try to fix their economic problems? Ooh, Stargen is not a player who takes a long time to think. Stargen is a player of action. If they were spending even the 40 seconds that they just spent thinking, it means that they've got an epic plan. Alright, Nuru is on the bridge there, grabbing the sea village, and the sword is immediately healed. Stargen knows what they're doing now. But there's still a lot of other units that need to be placed. It looks like Stargen's a little bit wary about the harpy and wants to keep mages in range of everything so that the harpy can't, get some sneaky damage. Stargen is now spamming those pikes and is digging in for the long haul. I think Stargen has accepted that they're just not going to be able to do much right now with Eric at their walls and are preparing a massive force, both to defend and to attack. Meanwhile, they're building swords down this way. I think their plan might be to just send some swords against MTaur and try to ward off these pikes. Thinking maybe, MTaur's fighting Pigeonhead down here. I'm sure some swords are enough to kind of get them off my back a little. Oh, but the sword walks forward, actually. Isn't contesting the village right now. Just sort of building a battle line, like, okay, fine, you can have this, but no further. No further than this. I've been watching this knight. I've been super curious if this knight is going to go in on this village, and Stargen has chosen not to do it. All right. It's Pigeonhead's turn. MTaur has continuously refused any form of ceasefire with Pigeonhead. MTaur has just refused any kind of negotiation with Pigeonhead. And Pigeonhead has been fighting MTaur, and it's been kind of even. Like, if we take a look at the economy here, these two players are pretty even on economy, with Pigeonhead having a slight lead, pretty even on unit count, with Pigeonhead having a slight lead. Overall, though, MTaur is going to grab this, and then they'll have an economic and unit count lead. So yeah, ultimately the difference was just because of Stargen's attack. These players have been fighting very evenly. Alright, the pike comes in. Pigeonhead continues their attack. I mean, what can they do? MTaur does not want to negotiate at all. MTaur is just not down to negotiate. Oh, the sword runs away and heals. You know, Pigeonhead could have made an attack this turn, but they're choosing to back up a little and build up their forces first. That seems to be kind of their plan. The sword just runs down here, doesn't heal, and is just like, hey, there's a sword over here. I bet you won't attack it. I bet you won't attack it. I like that little baiting sword there. Like, there's totally not a pile of dogs ready to destroy whatever attacks that really weak sword. What? You all see this, right? You all see this, right? Pigeonhead has repositioned their knight away from this fight. I mean, yeah, it could be defending this pike, but I don't know. Oh, what is this? What is this? Pigeonhead looks like they're aiming at someone else's villages. Is this a betrayal? Is this a backstab in progress? I don't know about this. Pigeonhead has walled off the border between MTaur and Pigeonhead with pikes and dogs, and is making as if to attack their ally. The only person seriously fighting Stargen, Eric. Yes, this is a 1v1v1v1, and the alliances are crazy. Hey, Lionai, how you doing? Well, we might be looking at a backstab right now. I don't know. Neither of the players in the alliance have said anything, but it's Eric's turn. What is this? What is this? Whoa! So much damage is happening right now. Joe! Eric just took out Stargen! Oh my... Eric just lethaled Stargen out of stinking nowhere! Sword stack, commander hit, night strike. Eric just lethaled Stargen. Eric, the hero of the story, has just taken down a veteran quick play player. Stargen has beaten some of the top players in the world, but in an FFA, anything can happen. Anything can happen. Eric has just been amazing this game. They've kept true to their alliance, and they went straight for the strongest player, and they won. Eric, oh my goodness, in yellow, has become the hero right now. However this game ends. Oh my goodness. MTaur has finally entered political negotiations with a huge, huge statement. Eric straight wins if you keep the alliance now. Pigeon responds, are you willing to make one now? We might finally see an alliance between Pigeonhead and Pigeonhead and MTaur to take down Eric, who is threatening to have all of the villages of two different bases. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What is happening? What is happening? But Pigeon is unhappy. Pigeon is saying, why didn't you ally with me earlier? MTaur will have fun finishing second if that's how you feel. Pigeon, look, alliance, yes or no? The drama is building. The drama is building. I didn't expect this level of drama, honestly. I did not. This is amazing. Oh wow, I miss the good old FFAs. These are just fun. Oh my goodness. Hey Desya, I saw you finished your game. We will absolutely get you in the next game. All right, MTaur has finally taken this village back, and they have not said anything. They're taking their turn, and they have not officially agreed to any kind of alliance with Pigeonhead. They just haven't agreed to an alliance with Pigeonhead. But they are taking villages in what used to be Stargen's territory. It looks like MTaur is kind of saying, I don't want an alliance with you. But if you attack me, then we're gonna lose. Oh no, the alliance is official, MTaur just agreed. Yes, for now, MTaur just agreed to a temporary alliance. MTaur just agreed. Remember, agreements are not binding. You can break them whenever you want. You can outright lie if you want to. Although it's you know, it's very sneaky, but you can outright lie. However, everybody's been honorable so far. Although, I wonder what would have happened if Stargen hadn't gone down. Was Pigeonhead about to betray Eric anyway? We'll never know. I guess we'll never know. But this is exciting. Hey, Aria Main, let me know if you want to do new player PvP. And let me know if you actually are a new player, because there was another Aria, possibly, and we weren't entirely sure if you were the same person. Oh my goodness. We've got this massive buildup of forces. Double Archer from MTaur. In fact, if Pigeonhead were to attack MTaur, it would be a little bit hairy right now just because of all the pikes and archers. Plus, Pigeonhead is really, like, positioned to attack Eric. Although they could go for this village if they wanted to, it would actually be a little hard to do. Alright, there is an alliance. There is officially an alliance between blue and green due to the threat of yellow just taking over the map. Alright, we have a statement from Pigeon. For the record, I was putting the knight there to threaten a crit on anyone who would have attacked Sedge. I was not planning on betraying. Alright, so Pigeonhead was planning on staying true to the alliance. However, they are breaking it now due to Eric's victory over Stargen. If we take a look at the economy right now, we see that Eric is not that far in the lead. The economy is completely even between all three players. The unit count is about even. Everyone's panicking about Eric, but Eric actually did not kill Stargen in a very slow way that let Eric take villages. Eric killed Stargen quickly. So the villages are up for grab. This means that Eric is not winning right now, and they are not in a position to fight two people. Lion, if you team with MTaur, they get all the villages. Oh, that's Pigeon, right. Alright, so Eric is trying to make a deal. Eric is trying to make a deal with their old ally, saying that if they team up with MTaur, MTaur will steal Stargen's villages, but Pigeonhead will not. So Eric's trying to say, look, this alliance doesn't really benefit you. That's actually an interesting statement. But on the other hand, it's true. But then again, can MTaur really get to the villages? Maybe this one? But if MTaur gets to that Rax, then oh my goodness. I don't know. I like a good FFA, but we might need one more turn to keep it even. IDK. It's a circle, so it'll be fine. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is one of the dangers of FFAs. Killing a player is not always a good thing, because it can create situations like this. Alright, Eric finally grabbed another village, grabbed a barracks, but if we look at the economy, Eric is only pulling ahead on their turn. If Pigeonhead keeps flipping Eric's villages, Pigeonhead will actually take the lead, not Eric. However, Eric will have the most production facilities, but without enough gold to actually build things from them to take advantage of that. Unless, I don't know, they just go full defense. This is a tough game. Usually an FFA just devolves into, okay, somebody wins when a player collapses. But because Stargen collapsed so instantly, it's still a free-for-all just between three people. It's completely even. This is a completely even free-for-all. Whoa! Eric finds a beautiful Harpy strike on that knight, and then, oh, backs it up with their own knight. There's no mage. Pigeon Head never had to fight air because MTaur never made air, so they don't have any anti-air against Double Harpy. This is completely shutting down Pigeon Head's attack. Really nice. Right, because Pigeon Head never had to deal with Harpies because MTaur never built Harpies. And it's just like, alright, you want to betray me, my old friend? Say hello to my Air Force. Eric with the plays. Oh my goodness. Eric is getting ready to grab these barracks to grab the fortified village, but they don't have it yet. Right now, Eric only has a slight lead, and it's the end of their turn. You're supposed to be ahead at the end of your turn. But now, both players in the new Blue-Green Alliance have a chance to attack yellow. Alright, MTaur is keeping to the Blue-Green Alliance. Their army is not even anywhere near Pigeon Head right now. And we'll see what they do. Right now, I couldn't tell you who the biggest threat is. Eric having multiple barracks is pretty powerful. But on the other hand, the Blue-Green Alliance is just more powerful than Eric, for sure. This is exciting. Alright, Pigeon is back. They were wrangling their cat. Can we get your cat in as a new commander, please? We've been waiting for a cat commander for a good number of years now. Oh, wow. MTaur is really pushing into Stargen's old territory with their pikes. They have a triple pike line. Look at that. A triple pike line going in. MTaur is not going to allow Eric. To monopolize Stargen's old base. MTaur is like, grats for killing Stargen. Thank you for clearing this base. For me, I'm gonna take it now. How do you fight that triple pike line? Oh my goodness, that's scary. And MTaur earned that triple pike line. Like, MTaur was the only person fighting two people in the beginning. Stargen eventually backed up. But MTaur had to fight two people for a good bit. And other than Stargen, who was eventually tag teamed. But yeah, MTaur had to fight two people. Pigeon didn't have to do that. Eric didn't have to do that. MTaur earned the right to build really slow early game units while fighting two people. So you gotta respect the pikes. Those were earned pikes. Those were hard-earned pikes. Oh my goodness. We've got a real trifecta here. We've got Eric, the hero who defeated Stargen. MTaur, kind of like the anti-hero who was fighting everybody and refused to make alliances until the last moment. And Pigeon, kind of the diplomat who made an alliance and then started like a war, but then had to betray the alliance because they ended up falling behind. So we have the hero, the anti-hero, and the diplomat of nations. And we will see which will come out on top. Oh my goodness, this is a game. This is a proper game. This is a solid FFA. Alright, so with the alliance broken between green and yellow, green is of course going to try to attack Eric in yellow. But they don't have a way to do it. The Harpies are just shutting them down. They have to build something to deal with these Harpies, or they won't be able to push. If anything, they'll get pushed back. Pigeon Head is considering if they can get away with an attack, despite the Harpies. And they're building up a sword force here. Maybe going for these villages, maybe going for the barracks, just trying to do something to slow Eric down. We see their own Harpy come in. Now, Harpies can attack each other and be hit also by archers. So it's a little bit risky there, a little bit of a risky play. Knight goes in! That's why the Harpy was put there, because the Knight makes a bigger target. Pigeon Head is going to ignore the air threat. Dog just stands there on the river in front of the Knight, not attacking. Pigeon Head is going for an all-in! This is an all-in! I didn't know what I was seeing before. Yeah, the Harpy move is fine. If there's going to be too much for the Harpies to hit... Oh, wow, this is an all-in attack. Pigeon Head is not even worrying about the blue-green border anymore. They don't care about being out-aired. They go double mage to back it up. Pigeon Head is committing to taking down their former ally or go down themselves. This is a desperate Massive attack. Dog crit! The reason the dog was there to set up a dog crit on the knight! This is just a blitz attack! A blitz attack! Pigeon had realized that MTaur and Eric are fighting over the good villages and the good barracks, and they were going to be left out. So they decided the only way to bring it back was to go for an all-in. Absolutely no fear. Look at this attack. Look at this attack. Eric doesn't hesitate. Immediately, in 2 seconds, look at the clock. In 2 seconds, grabs this. In another 2 seconds, grabs this. In another 2 seconds, grabs this. I think that one was 4 seconds. In 8 seconds, Eric has already moved 3 pieces, and so that they can not worry about all this, just deal with this massive attack. This massive attack. We see the Archer and Harpy crit immediately take down the Harpy. I was looking at that. That was a solid move. And that frees up this Harpy. However, this Harpy is blocked by the dog. It's not letting it get to the knight. Are we going to see it hit something else? No, the pike clears the dog. It clears the dog, allowing the Harpy through, potentially. But Eric isn't doing it. They're thinking about something. They're going for some kind of clever strategy. I think I know what they're looking at. Yes! They saw it! They cleared the village. They cleared the village. Oh, this is beautiful. And then they cleared the dog so that the Harpy can crit the knight. Such a play. Such a play. Eric is finding the best moves. One of these Harpies is going to die to a mage, probably, but it's okay. That did so much damage. And Eric really had to do some damage because their villages was under threat. Their entire base was under threat. Pigeonhead was all-inning them, and Eric responded with near perfect play. That might have been perfect play. Wow! Eric sacrifices the knight just to kill MTaur's only mage. This will prevent it from being ballooned in, meaning that any air Eric builds out of this tower will have to be answered by a newly built mage, and there Eric builds another knight to back it up. Sacrificing a knight to kill a mage is not always a good idea, but it will slow down. It will slow down MTaur's ability to push. Meanwhile, Eric is still fighting on this front with massive damage coming out. Eric is literally fighting everyone. Eric is determined to kill every other player in this game and be the one true winner of the FFA. But if we take a look at the economy, Eric's lead is not as big as you'd think. It's just not. Unfortunately, Eric does not have enough economy to fight 2 people if they play evenly. Eric would have to outplay at least one of the players in order to win this. They do not have enough economy to take on both unless they play better. So this is a challenge. Eric is looking to be the champion. Eric is looking to be the champion of this new player, FFA. They took down the pro player, and now they're trying to take out both of the other new players. Oh my goodness. A Pigeon is actually offering MTaur the right to kill this sword. Pigeon does not care. They have accepted that they might not win, and they are determined to go down fighting. Pigeon's army is really, really hurt from that fight, but it looks like Pigeon is determined to fight to the last. Their strategy seems to be based on what they're saying. They are just going to all-in Eric, do everything they can to try to take down Eric, rather than just allowing Eric to take over the map. They are committing to doing everything they can. Oh, no, I was wrong. They clarified. They just meant that one sword. They just don't care about this one sword. They're allowing MTaur to take this one sword for groove charge, I guess. They're feeding it to MTaur for groove charge, but they still plan on winning. They still plan on winning through the all-in. All right. MTaur is meanwhile taking a ton of villages and almost has as much economy as Eric. MTaur almost has as much economy as Eric. This is what Eric warned Pigeon about earlier. By allowing MTaur to go unattacked by Pigeon, and with both players attacking Eric, it will mean that MTaur will actually have the most economy, and it is true. But what happens now? What happens now? Whoa, MTaur builds the dragon! Let's go! MTaur's brutal refusal to negotiate has actually put them in a great position. And MTaur is apparently a brilliant and sneaky strategist. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness, what is happening right now? This is amazing. This is amazing. Alright, Pigeonhead is taking a look at the map. They are... Oh! Boom! Hit on the dog. Yeah, Pigeonhead is just trying to do some damage here. Just trying to do as much damage as possible. And that's the last thing you want in an FFA. When a player is all-inning you and just determined to killing you, it is hard. It is hard. Alright, Pigeonhead chooses to go in with Sedge. They didn't want to put Sedge in a more risky position. They just wanted to get like a good kill with Sedge, try to build Groove. Sedge still doesn't have Groove, only at 136. And we see a sword crit on the Knight. That did a lot of damage because the Knight is on a river tile. With the Mage killing the Harpy, the Mage might go down, but there's another Mage to back it up. Eric's Air Force strategy is starting to fall apart. And with Tenri busy trying to defend against the hordes of pikes coming in from MTaur, I don't know if Eric can hold. Eric might be the martyr hero, the hero that bravely defeated Stargen, only to sacrifice themselves for the greater good. Pigeonhead's all-in attack is actually looking a lot better this turn, because, here's the reason. Look at these builds. Look at these builds. Eric doesn't have enough money to fight two people. Eric just does not have enough money to fight two people. The Knight just goes in as a blocker, just trying to distract here. The sword goes in. Oh, big hit on the archer. Big hit. This could be the end of Eric right here. This could be the end. The economy is pretty even. Eric's extra unit count is not real unit count, it's fake. It's just production facilities that Eric can't afford to build out of. Eric is in a tough spot right now. They're getting attacked on every front. Their stronghold is going to be in danger pretty soon. They can't continue this. What are they going to do? What are they going to do? Alright, they use a dog to finish off that Knight. Good, good. I don't see any more diplomacy in chat. Eric has not reached out to anyone. Eric has not reached out to anyone. They're not looking to make deals right now, I guess. They're thinking, though, this is a tough spot. MTaur's army is insane. Look at all these pikes. Normally, you can't get away with building this many pikes in an FFA. You'll just lose all your villages if you try. But MTaur was able to do it. MTaur was just able to make it happen somehow. Build a treb. That's true. But the problem is if Eric builds a trebuchet, they will miss at least 3 builds. So they might not be able to do that. No mage spam. Mages have been nerfed, actually. Okay, Eric is trying to take their villages back. They're going for some pike crits. MTaur is basically a gray goo of spearmen. Alright, Eric is just doing the damage they can. But there's not much they can do. There's just not much they can do. They can't afford to fight Pigeon. But they have Groove! Eric is the first player in the game to get Groove, with 225 Groove charge. That's way more than anyone else is even close to getting. With all this Groove charge, maybe Eric can find a way out of this. But right now, there's nothing they can do. We see Harpy Archer being built. Eric has given up building anything near their stronghold. Their stronghold might be in a little bit of danger. So they're sending the Knight over there to kind of defend both flanks. The front switching Knight, just trying to defend. Tenri moves over here. And Eric, with 4 seconds left, moves one of their swords backwards. This is hard. This is hard. So far, there have been no more negotiations in chat. There have been no more negotiations. No one else has negotiated about anything at all. So the alliance of blue-green continues. And it's working out really, really well for both of them. I thought MTaur would be the only one to benefit, and I think MTaur is benefiting a little bit more. However, if Pigeonhead destroys Eric's stronghold, Pigeonhead will be in a great position, and we will have an even 1v1. I didn't expect this game would be this interesting. I thought either Stargen would just kill everybody, or one person would fall and then the game would collapse. But no, the game is staying balanced no matter what happens. The players have been auto-balancing it. Whoa! 5 in a row, pikes! When does that even happen? When does that even happen? Disobeyed getting excited about this now. Oh my goodness. The archers are coming in. MTaur's deciding how much to take. Look at this! How do you fight that? Pike, 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 pike. Oh my goodness. And the mage is coming in to back it up, to deal with the harpy. 1.3 was 3 years ago. Wow, that's true, yeah. MTaur's deciding what to do. They have a dragon. They have a nuclear option here. But they also have to be careful because there's Tenri. Oh my goodness. MTaur has 30 seconds left. 30 seconds left. They knock down the barracks! This could put their pikes in a bit of danger, but it will make it very difficult for Eric to continue to defend this base. They might be trying to just drive Eric off of the base. We see a mage come out. 11 seconds left. MTaur has to move the rest of their army if they plan on moving them this turn. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2. Archer moves, and it's Pigeon Head's turn. Pigeon Head has saved up a lot of money from that double dog build. Alright, it is Pigeon Head's turn. It is Pigeon Head's turn, and they are going to town. That being said, it's not going to be too easy to defeat a bunch of bunched up pikes like this. Alright, Pigeon Head's going for the obvious moves first, bringing in their dogs. Bringing in their dogs. Trying to get some extra attacks in there. The mages can't reach the harpy, so it's safe for now. Meanwhile, Pigeon Head has got to be looking over at MTaur and being like, MTaur seems to be doing a little bit better than me. Do we see some jealousy building? Is Pigeon Head going to betray their ally? And even if they wanted to, how could they? They don't really have a lot of mobile units that could even get over to MTaur. And MTaur is committed to a fight with Eric. If Pigeon Head wanted to join in, how? How could they? There's nowhere for them to join in. A golem. Wow, a golem coming out for Pigeon Head. And a wagon. Golems can't get into wagons. Pigeon Head might not know that, or maybe they're planning on the long game. Actually, a golem is a really good long game build. They might be thinking, okay, I'm going to use my... Wait, is this golem going to go this way? Oh, is Pigeon Head going to betray? Who knows? Who knows? Anything could happen. But so far, Pigeon Head has respected every alliance they made. Pigeon Head has never betrayed anyone yet. Pigeon Head has stayed true, and we have no reason to believe they do differently. This golem is going to be a great tool for attacking Eric, actually, because if that golem gets to the stronghold, and it will in like 3 turns, it's just going to start knocking things down. Alright, we see the swords just grabbing this village, taking away more economy away from Eric. Well, we see Pigeon Head being in a very aggressive position, sort of like inching their way towards the stronghold. I think they're safe. I think they're safe. I was trying to see if there was like a sneaky play there. I'm not sure. I don't think so. Because that's not a crit. Yeah, I think they're fine. Alright, Eric immediately goes for the archer crit on the pike. Punishing that pike for knocking down this barracks. Harpy goes in, hits the pike as well. Yeah, that's why these pikes going in was risky. That's why MTaur was thinking about it a little bit, because you get to knock down the barracks, but you take massive damage for it. Might have been a little hasty. And MTaur knew that. They knew that when they made the play. That's why they were thinking about it. They chose to do it anyway, because they wanted to just reduce the land unit count over here. I really like this mage. I really like, this dragon, because it covers the center. And it sort of makes it more difficult for Pigeon Head to betray MTaur. And Pigeon Head has been inching more this way, more towards MTaur over the past few turns. They've sort of stopped attacking Eric's base. Like Sedge, if Sedge wanted to win and like kill Eric and steal their stuff, Sedge should be here, not here. Sedge should be fighting the pikes, not going for this village. So I don't know. Pigeon is definitely leaving the option opened. To betray. And Eric seems to be trying to encourage it. Eric has backed their units off of their own stronghold, but left a very, very, very defensive formation here. Kind of like, look, Pigeon, you can keep fighting me if you want to, but MTaur's just going to win if you do. Meanwhile, putting a huge defensive force here to stop MTaur from doing that. Like, MTaur's not getting through this for at least a few turns. And so it's kind of like Eric is taking a very gambity approach here, a very big risk, right? Eric is betting on the fact that Pigeon won't all in the stronghold this turn. Eric is betting on the fact that Pigeon won't all in the stronghold this turn, and if they do, they can defend it. Honestly, I don't know. It's a really good gambit, because these pikes and these archers are defending it. It'll be difficult for Pigeon to all in. It might not even be possible, but it might. Alright, meanwhile, MTaur is like, I don't care about any of that. Oh, MTaur has Groove! MTaur has Groove! Let's go! Now, Tenri also has Groove, but Tenri just hasn't had a chance to use it yet. This is one of the weaknesses of Tenri. Your Groove is really expensive, and then once you get it, it's hard to... Whoa! Big damage. Big damage. Wait a minute. Is MTaur trying for a lethal? Is there a lethal here? What is going on? What is happening? I don't actually know, and for the sake of fairness, I'm not going to try to figure it out. But MTaur's thinking about it. MTaur's definitely thinking about it. MTaur is considering. MTaur is strongly considering whether or not they can go for a kill here. Is it possible? Is it possible? Are we going to see Tenri drop? Just moves a mage. MTaur might not be going for it. One option is MTaur might not want to go for it based on the position. I don't know. Maybe they do, though. And then just grab the villages real quick. MTaur has 30 seconds to decide if they're going to go for this lethal. If there even is a lethal. I'm not sure. I'd have to do the math. Yeah, the dragon nerf. The dragon nerf might make it not possible. There might not be a lethal here. With dragon being nerfed, there isn't really a power unit other than the twins themselves. Yeah, I don't think there's lethal here. I can say it now that I've done the math. I don't think there's lethal here. I'm trying to do the math, but I'm like, twins is 20, and then dragon. Yeah, I don't think there was lethal. MTaur was probably trying to figure it out too. And as a result, they didn't have time to move some of their army. They didn't build anything. MTaur ran out of time thinking about the lethal. Pro strats right there. Convince your opponent that it's possible for you to be killed. But it's not. Oh, but Pigeonhead does not seem to want to participate in that fight. Eric might have lost the bet. Seeing Eric almost get lethaled, Pigeonhead might be going for... Yeah, it looks like Pigeonhead is committing to taking down Eric. Or just moving their army in so that when Eric falls, Pigeonhead can take over their base and go even with MTaur. Would be risky to lethal. Yeah, Line in chat is pointing out that if Eric had gone down, this golem would have rushed their stronghold. But there was a dragon defending, so I think it would have been okay. That turn was too scary. I probably botched. Yeah, MTaur ran out of time thinking about the lethal, and to be fair, I might have too. I forgot dragon was nerfed while I was narrating that. I forgot dragon was only 30 damage to commander. So even I messed up on that turn, and I'm not even playing. Oh my goodness. Alright, Sedge has tier 1 Groove. Right now, everyone has Groove. Tenri has Groove. Twins have Groove. Sedge have Groove. This is the climax. We see a ballista! A friggin' ballista comes out! We've got a ballista! The wagon moves in to bring a sword into the battle. And it looks like Eric's stronghold is going to fall unless Eric can stop this. Unless Eric can stop this, they're going to lose the stronghold. Eric lost the bet. Eric was betting that Pigeonhead would betray MTaur, but Pigeonhead kept true to their alliance. They're the diplomat. I said it when I was describing everyone's personalities. They were the diplomat. Pigeonhead is keeping true to their alliance, and they're going to take down Eric now. Alright, Eric is in a tough spot. Economically, they're okay. Unit count, they're okay. but they are in no position to fight two people with near even conditions. Oh my goodness. And Eric has no power units. They've got nothing to threaten lethals. This is a tough situation for Eric. They're just doing as much damage as they can, but the golem's coming in. The golem's coming in. Sedge is at the stronghold. Eric might not be able to survive. They've got to do something. They've got to make some kind of play. Because if Eric loses the stronghold, it doesn't matter who wins up here. It doesn't matter MTaur versus Eric who wins. If the stronghold goes down, Eric loses the game and that's it. We see the dog just suicide into the pike. Just try to get some more damage and slow this down a little bit. Will Eric survive? The Harpy front switches. Yeah, sure enough, Eric is fully sacrificing the Harpy to this mage just to keep their stronghold alive. It's gotta happen. It's gotta happen. Oh, we see Groove. We see Groove. And Tenri grooves herself to defend the stronghold. Tenri grooves herself to defend the stronghold. Absolutely a smart move, a brilliant move. We see pro players in chat praising the move. That was a really good move. It was the only thing that could have saved Eric. And it creates a dilemma for Pigeon right now. It creates a dilemma for Pigeon, because the whole point of this alliance was to prevent one player from dominating. But if Eric is retreating off of these bases, does that allow MTaur to dominate? No, it looks like MTaur isn't completely retreating. They still have some bases, and they've left an archer here to defend against the pikes. But most of their army is going back to defend. Most of their army is going back to defend. And we might be seeing a three-way ultimate battle break out now. We're in the end game now. We might be seeing a three-way ultimate battle break out. MTaur missed builds the previous turn, trying to figure out if they could lethal. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Take a look at this. MTaur has a ton of money, but they're a little bit behind on builds. Oh my goodness. Alright, and MTaur's thinking about what to do. They've claimed this barracks, but they don't really have it. They don't really have it for sure. It is possible that the Harpy or the Archer could come back and knock it down, but it's very likely that MTaur has taken control of Stargen's old barracks. And they might try to take control of Stargen's entire base, but it's a little hard to do. It's a little bit hard to do. Meanwhile, there's this massive battle going on between Pigeonhead and Eric. Eric is like, you know what, Pigeonhead, I was trying to be the hero, but if you're gonna kill my stronghold, then let's fight. Let's go. Also remember, Eric had to burn Groove to make that play. A golem coming out from MTaur now to counter Pigeonhead's golem, potentially. And MTaur also has Groove, they just don't really have a good place to put it. Harpy, Pike. Wow, that Pike build. MTaur is determined to make pikes. Pigeon, I know what I'm doing. Alright, Pigeon's got a plan. Pigeon has a plan. I am actually very curious what Pigeon's plan is. But Pigeon has a plan. Alright, we see a bunch of stuff backing this up. MTaur is like, I want this. The Stargen's base, I want this. And Eric was like, no, I earned that base. When in tears, we must abandon it to protect the homeland, to protect Heaven's Song. Alright, it's Pigeonhead's turn. It's Pigeonhead's turn. And I have no idea what they're gonna do this turn. Eric has returned. They have triple Archer defending this. Triple Archer. That Harpy could go die, but there's a backup Harpy. Tenri's here. They don't have Groove. They've got some pikes. The Golem goes to the center of the map. Pigeonhead has really been the only player who's been playing around the center. And it'll let you kind of transition to attack whoever you want. Yep, sure enough. Harpy goes down, But now if the mage goes down, there's no more anti-air except the ballista. Once the ballista comes in, that'll shut down some air. It's a little slower than a mage, though. Pigeonhead, it drops the sword in place to join in this fight. It looks like Pigeonhead is committing to attacking Eric. Is just committing to taking Eric down. Like, that sword position is really, really risky. Ooh, but the dog backs it up. This pike gets healed. This pike backs up. Pigeonhead is backing up. Going around a different direction. Is Pigeonhead going to betray MTaur? Now would be the time for it. It's no longer possible for Pigeonhead to fight Eric. And MTaur would win if they allow this to continue. But on the other hand, MTaur isn't ahead either. Eric still has more economy and unit count than MTaur does. Pigeonhead is just massively behind from that all-in. Oh, it started! Pigeonhead, you know what to do, Eric, question mark. Pigeon is offering an alliance. Once again, with their original alliance partner, the Green-Yellow Alliance might be restored here. We might see the Green-Yellow Alliance return if both players start descending on MTaur. Can I trust you? Eric is hurt from that betrayal. Eric is hurt from the original betrayal. It was announced ahead of time. It was foreshadowed, but still. I'm not offering anything. I'm just asking if you know what to do. Okay, so this isn't a formal offer of alliance. Pigeon is just kind of saying, hey, look. I mean, we should really be fighting MTaur right now. But it's not an official offer of alliance, and Eric is burned. Eric is burned. Look at this. Eric's like, you all-end me. You gave yourself a worse position just to hurt me. You made it so I couldn't fight MTaur. You tried to take me out after I allied with you, after I took down Stargen. I'm not ready to trust you just yet. You know, you want to work with me? You're gonna pay the unit tax to recharge the groove that you made me use. None of this is being said in chat. This is just sort of I'm narrating what the units are doing. The last thing said in chat was just kind of, I'm not offering anything from Pigeon, indicating they're not really offering an alliance. So MTaur is winning, Pigeon is in the power position, and Eric is alive but struggling. Yes, but I'd also say that MTaur isn't exactly winning either, because their army isn't really in control of anything. Pigeon has control of the center, Eric has control over their own base, Eric has this giant line made of pikes that can't really join up anytime soon. So it's anybody's game, really. I didn't even expect it to go on. Like, I thought someone would have won by now, but everyone's, like, playing and diplomatizing really well. Like, this is one of the most even FFAs I've ever seen. This is the most even FFA I've ever seen. Like, I've never seen a player drop and it stay this balanced between the three players. Okay, MTaur has finally secured this barracks. They have secured this barracks, and they are in a position to take the other barracks. But it will be slow. It will be difficult. They don't have most of their army there. And they are eyeing Pigeon for this cross-map betrayal. This Golem, this Sedge, these units that might suddenly decide to go this way. MTaur has got to make some decisions on how much they want to commit where. We see MTaur thinking, the dragon weakens itself in order to take down the tower. This is not worth any gold, and you can't even build out of it unless you have enough money. But it gives MTaur a good defensive position in case Eric decides to return. So MTaur is basically just turtling in here. They're sort of saying, alright, I own this base now, get out. Yeah, I've taken the tower, I've proved my dominance. And we've got some well-positioned pikes ready to try to punish an attack from Pigeon. And MTaur has their territory, and now they must defend it, right? MTaur's captured their territory, but some of their outer villages are a little vulnerable. Those Sedges from the east are looking a little scary. They're gonna jump in. And for those of you who are used to a different map system, I'm using left, right, west, east notation. I should probably just say right and left, because yeah, there are some global differences there. Alright, so with the Golem, the Pike, the Archer, and the Harpy all defending, does MTaur have enough to discourage Pigeon from attacking? I don't know. I don't know. Pigeon has made all-in attacks before. And this is the problem, right? MTaur is using all of their money to build out of the 3 barracks. They can't build any air units. They just can't afford it. Ooh, the Ballista moves in to a position where it can attack MTaur's stronghold? Who put that on the map? Wait, what? How is that allowed? Hold on. Hold on, map makers. Hello? Hello? Why can you do that from the other side of the mountains? Oh, no. Now, the Ballista will take a very long time to kill a stronghold, but that it can technically do it, I think. It's a very slow death, but over like 20 turns, the Ballista will chip down the stronghold. If only it was a Treb. Yeah, oh my goodness, if that was a Treb. Alright, Sedge has gone in. Sedge has gone in. They've gone in with the Golem, they've gone in with the Sedge, they're backing it up with the Mage. They haven't taken down a village yet, but they're showing that they want to fight MTaur. They want to fight MTaur in MTaur's base. And what this communicates... it can't? The strongholds are bugged? Wait, what does that mean, 𝐃𝐢𝐩𝐥𝐸? Hold on. Alright, so what Pigeon Head is communicating, they haven't said anything in chat, but what they're communicating here is that I'm gonna kill MTaur's stronghold, you take MTaur's bases back, and then we'll have a 1v1 between us. That seems to be what Pigeon Head is suggesting, but they haven't promised any kind of alliance. Also, they've left some of their villages and their position a little bit vulnerable. So Eric is under no obligation to attack MTaur. Eric might want to attack Pigeon in this situation. I don't know. And we're about to find out. Will Eric take the unofficial alliance and try to reclaim their territory over here? Go head-to-head with MTaur, who is going to have Tier 2 Groove pretty soon. This will enable them to have a effective 1v1 over half the map, if it goes well. No! Maybe not. I'm not sure yet. Eric seems to be attacking into Pigeon. Eric was burned by Pigeon's betrayal. By Pigeon's all-in. By Pigeon's willingness to sacrifice units just to kill Eric more quickly. And Eric's like, no, you made me waste Groove. You know, you can't just attack me like with reckless abandon and not even make me an official alliance offer and then just expect me to go along with your plan. Your village is actually easiest for me to attack right now. I don't want to fight a dragon and twins fire and archers and bikes. No. Now, I am joking a little bit. Keep in mind, no one's saying any of this. It's just what I'm guessing. But this knight position does leave Eric the option to go over here. It leaves Eric the option to kind of switch fronts over here. It's not an aggressive, like, I'm gonna kill you Pigeon Knight position. It's a, no, I'm not gonna kill you, I'm just a little bit mad at you position. It's like, I'm gonna take one of your villages because you hurt me kind of position. Like, let's see what you do. Let's see what you do, Pigeon. But I kind of want some of my units over here in your base. Let's see how you respond to that. But Eric also is putting a Harpy over here. This is interesting. They didn't commit to anything. They didn't commit to fighting MTaur. They didn't commit to fighting Pigeon. They're just like, no, you know, I kind of want just a better position this turn. I feel hurt. I need to rebuild my forces after that retreat. You know, and I was a little hurt by you, Pigeon, so I'm taking your village. Eric's got 30 seconds left to decide. They can't build anything out of this barracks. They don't have enough money, but a dragon's coming out. And this dragon is going to make it very hard to attack any of this. This is a really nice position from Eric. A really nice position. All right, so now MTaur is in an interesting position. Their ally clearly betrayed them. Eric is winning again. Only slightly, but Eric's winning again. However, Pigeon is the ballista trained on their HQ. That is a dead HQ in like 20 turns. Boom! Golem goes right in, smacks Sedge in the face. That is not a cheap attack. That is an expensive attack, and that's Sedge. That's Sedge you're attacking. But no, MTaur is like, no. You want to fight me? Let's fight, Pigeon. Yeah, I'm not interested in attacking Eric right now. You want to fight me? Let's go. You want to put a ballista on my HQ? Let's go. Pigeon the diplomat might have made too many enemies. MTaur's retreating! MTaur is retreating! They're gonna leave some defensive units, it looks like. But they're retreating the bulk of their forces, their commander, away from Stargen's old base. Stargen was sort of like the focal point of this game. Like, Stargen's existence sort of shaped the alliances and everything that happened after. And Stargen getting lethal out of nowhere created this massive situation. Oh my goodness. MTaur built a knight, just trying to be really aggressive, trying to get to that ballista, but it's not going to be easy. Not only can this ballista now crit the knight, but it's backed up by an archer. This is actually a really powerful wall here. Wow, and the archer goes in on Sedge. I think MTaur's plan is just to do so much damage that Sedge has to retreat. A Harpy going in, but staying out of ballista range, still preparing to attack. That's a really good position on the Harpy. It's threatening a lot of things, and it's totally safe. And MTaur's turn ends. Did MTaur forget to build again? They didn't have that much gold. And they built this knight. And a pike, I think. I'm not 100% sure. They might have built a pike. Oh my goodness. Pigeon Head is not in a great position. Their diplomacy skills were legendary in creating an alliance with Pigeon. But unfortunately, they were unable to convince MTaur of the benefits of an alliance early enough. They betrayed Eric maybe a little bit too heavily, maybe invested themselves a little too much, and lost a lot in the all-in. Unfortunately, Pigeon the diplomat is now facing enemies on all sides, and diplomacy has failed. However, Pigeon is Sedge. They have the power of Sedge at their disposal, and we might see the first Sedge groove of the game right here. Sedge is an amazingly powerful commander, and we could possibly see Pigeon... Oh! Oh my goodness, look at this! Sedge groove comes down on the pike! And are we going to see Sedge groove on the golem? Yeah, Sedge groove comes down on the golem. Oh, that golem was just eaten alive. And Sedge can move again. Pigeon Head is playing Sedge, the best late game commander in the game. Pigeon Head might have a chance. They might have a chance to pull this through. Oh my goodness, this is amazing. These are 3 new players, let me remind you, and this is the most exciting FFA we've had in Wargroove in like 3 years. We haven't had an FFA this exciting. Oh my goodness. And the knight goes down. There is a massive threat. There is a massive threat on MTaur's stronghold right now. Pigeon has everything in position to knock it down. And MTaur is a little bit caught out by this massive attack. Oh my goodness. But meanwhile, Pigeon is sort of facing down this massive army from Eric. And their army is a little bit scattered. Not enough pikes to be... That was fun. Their army is a little bit scattered. There's a dragon coming in. I don't know. I don't know. What is Eric gonna do? This is the turn that decides everything. Eric attacks Pigeon! Oh, huge damage coming out! The pike goes down! Eric is actually in an amazing position to sweep Pigeon this turn. And it looks like Eric is like, you took advantage of my position. Now I'm taking advantage of yours. Oh no! Look at this. Look at this. Pigeon's unit count has dropped. 8 below. 8 below the next player. And it might continue to drop. Our commander combat stats equalized. Yes, however, all commanders have very powerful localized grooves, which is a little bit different than Advanced Wars. It enables some really insane, potentially instantly winning plays. So even though the commanders have the same army, the way they use that army is very different based on their power. Alright, so, massive damage coming in. The dragon finishes off the wagon! Oh no! The transportation is gone, and there's a dragon in Pigeon's stronghold. The situation is now Pigeon is in MTaur's stronghold. Eric is in Pigeon's stronghold. MTaur is just scattered over the map, not sure what's going on anymore. Their brilliant plan is falling apart. Everyone's plans have fallen apart. Eric's plan to dominate half the map fell apart. Pigeon's plan to make alliances and then betray MTaur fell apart. MTaur's plan to sneakily take this has fallen apart. Everyone's plans are a mess, and the game has descended into chaos. We see this massive push coming down. Eric continues to keep a Harpy trained on the center of the map and MTaur's base, just in case, at all times. But it seems like Eric is focusing their attack, is focusing the bulk of their attack on Pigeon. Just kind of keeping a defensive wall here to prevent MTaur from pushing in. Like, this is a very defensive position. It's like, hey, if you get lazy and attack me, I can fight back. I can defend this village. Alright, MTaur is in a tough spot. MTaur is in a tough spot right now. Even though Pigeon is in danger of dying themselves. Pigeon might kill MTaur before it happens. Oh, I'm going hoarse. What does MTaur do? Can they defend this in time? They've got a golem coming in. They've got a ballista. This ballista is covering the entire stronghold area. And the archer's coming in to cover some of it too. MTaur is thinking. But they only have 1:40 left to try to figure out what the heck they're gonna do. How do you stop this attack? How do you even begin to stop this attack? The twins don't have tier 2 groove yet, but they're very close. They're very close. One more any kind of thing. Maybe 2 more any kinds of things. Yeah, 2 more any kinds of things. And the twins will have groove. The dragon decides not to hit the golem. But the Harpy crits the ballista! Dropping the ballista down to half. Is that gonna be enough? Is that gonna be enough to keep this safe? We see the knight come in. Preparing an attack of some kind. The archer hits the mage, trying to reduce the overall anti-air as much as possible. I don't know, though. Stronghold still looks a little vulnerable. Twins get in the wagon! Oh, the twins are in the wagon. Where's the wagon gonna go? Alright, twins go on the mountain, very defensive. They're ready to punish any attack on their HQ. They've got tier 2 groove. The pikes grab sides. So a 2-side attack is no longer going to be possible. That looks pretty defensive. That looks pretty good. Is it going to be enough? Is it going to be enough? Has MTaur protected themselves from Pigeon? MTaur's army is super split right now between 2 different bases. I don't actually know if these bases are helping or working against them because MTaur hasn't been able to build out of all the bases. They haven't had enough money. They haven't been able to take the fortified village. They build another dragon and choose to skip a build out of all their bases. Oh my goodness. MTaur is just given up on building at this point. And that is going to put Eric further and further in the unit count lead. Oh, wow. Pigeon Head is in a tough spot. They could try. They could try for an all-in attack. Look at that archer crit on the Harpy. That did a lot of damage. They could do their best to take down this stronghold. They could try to make that happen. But it seems really well defended. There's 2 dragons here. How do you fight that? Ooh. The mage goes in, heals the pikes. What are they up to? I actually don't know. I don't see the plan. Pike just grabs this village. Pigeon Head is in a tough spot. They all going for that all-in, that really risky attack on. Not gonna say it, but someone broke rule number 1. The new players don't know what that is yet, but someone just broke rule number 1. All right, I'll say it after. I'll say it after if it becomes a thing. I'll say it after it becomes a thing. But there's a running joke on all of my streams that there is one rule. It is called rule number 1, and it is it is always, yeah. Pigeon realizes. Pigeon realizes. They said oopsies in chat. they realize. Rule number 1. Never, ever stand your command. Alright, I won't say it unless it happens. I won't say it unless it happens. It might be fine. It might be fine. I mean, I know that. I know that. It might be fine. It might be fine. Yeah, everyone's pointing out that rule number 1 has been nerfed a little bit. So it might actually be okay. It might actually not be a big deal. We will see. We will see. I'm not going to say anything else about it. Oh my goodness. Alright, so... Alright, a pigeon is saying in chat, to be fair, I lost as soon as Eric decided not to be peaceful. Yeah, yeah. You took a gambit that Eric would not attack you, but Eric decided to attack you. Alright, yeah, that's rule number 1. Never leave your commander on a road in front of a sneaky dragon. But it lives! It lives! No, wait, does it live? Does it live 1%? 1%? Can we get some 1% in chat? The archer can't reach! Oh, that one can! GG! GG! Pigeon goes down! We got the 1% in chat. That was close. That was close! Oh my goodness, Pigeon almost survived. Alright, we're on to the end game. We're on to the end game. Eric, the hero, the slayer of the legendary Stargen, has defeated Pigeonhead, who violated rule number 1. Never put your commander on road in front of a sneaky dragon. Oh my goodness. The 1%, that was so hype. And now, the hero and the anti-hero are the last 2 players left. The hero and the anti-hero are the last 2 players left, battling it out for supremacy. Eric, the hero, who defeated Stargen and finished off Pigeonhead, versus MTaur, the anti-hero, who contributed to defeating Stargen, also fought 2 players at once in the beginning, and stole Eric's base, managing to pull one over on Pigeon, who was an incredible diplomat. Well played, Pigeon. You did really well in this game. I have to say, you did amazingly in this game, and thank you for playing. Oh my goodness. This is a battle between the hero in yellow and the anti-hero in blue. Oh, the Harpy goes down. That was a good mage snipe. MTaur is trying to take control of this base. They need to take control of it because it looks like Eric is positioned to take control of Pigeon's old base. MTaur has a lot of dragons, but way less units. If we take a look at the unit count, Eric is super ahead on units, on economy. MTaur really has to speed up this attack. Otherwise, Eric will just sweep them off the map. Goodness, the hero versus the anti-hero. I have so much respect for both of these players. They've both played entirely different games, but they've both stuck to their strategies, have been very consistent, and as far as I know, neither one ever betrayed an alliance. Yeah, neither one ever betrayed an alliance! Think about it. Eric never betrayed Pigeon. Pigeon attacked first. And MTaur never betrayed... MTaur never made an alliance, and when they did, they stuck to it. They never attacked Pigeon until Pigeon betrayed them. So both of these players never broke an alliance. They have kept their word, they have kept their honor, and they are fighting it out to see who is number 1 in this most insane of new player FFAs. Alright, MTaur is finally building lots of stuff. But they just don't have a ton of money. They just do not have a ton of money. And they're going to miss a barracks build once again. Both players have been missing some builds to get some power units out, but I think MTaur has been missing a few more builds. Eric is just a little bit ahead. and we'll see if that little bit ahead converts into a bigger advantage. Also, because Eric was marching on Pigeon while everything went down, Eric's units are in position to get some of Pigeon's bases. So there's sort of a timer going. There's a timer happening. It's going to be a race to these. It's going to be a race to try to clear this. It's going to be a massive fight across the entire map for dominance, and only one player can win. Oh, Eric sneaks away one of MTaur's villages, growing their economic lead, and it's 16 to 900 right now in terms of economy. Eric has a massive lead. A massive lead. MTaur was just a little bit too threatened by Pigeon's attack, and their units are just too clustered around the stronghold right now. Anyway, Sneakies, how's your TYM matches going? Gosh darn it, Disobey, you know exactly how my matches are going. You're the one giving me the most trouble right now. Now, the FFA continues, and Eric is huge, has taken over the center. He's put an archer and a dragon in the center. Tenri's coming down to try to swing around and attack MTaur directly, so MTaur can't dedicate their commander to this front. But MTaur has a dragon there to try to defend it, try to flip this in time, to try to flip all this in time before Eric's troops arrive to just overwhelm the position. Eric has this massive force pushing in. Eric has this massive force pushing in right now. And it's looking really good for the hero of the story. Oh my goodness. However, MTaur is not done. MTaur has come back from situations like this on this very stream. MTaur has actually come back from worse situations than this on this very stream. So we will see. We will see if maybe MTaur can once again pull their Uno reverse card and flip the game on its head. Alright, it's MTaur's turn. They are massively down on economy, but they have Tier 2 Groove. Tenri doesn't even have Tier 1 yet, and the Twins have Tier 2 Groove. I don't know how they're going to use it. I don't know what they're going to do. But MTaur has got to make some plays this turn to try to flip things around. There's a witch coming in to take out the dragon. We've got golem span. Oh, look at the double golem coming out from Eric. And MTaur is trying to figure out what to do. There's dogs over here, golems over there, witches, dragons, swords, Tenri. This is tough. All right, starts with the obvious move. Archer goes in, just trying to defend this village. That's a really good position from the Archer, because it's safe from the swords. The dragon can hit it, but anti-air can punish that. Really nice position. See the sword coming in, just obvious moves first, trying to grab some villages. And MTaur trying to figure out where they can go, where they can attack. Eric has just like lightning moved across the entire map. Eric was waiting for this. Finally, the fortified village goes down. That'll take 200 economy away from Eric. But because MTaur's units are all pikes, none of the pikes are in range to capture it. So MTaur won't be able to grab the fortified village this turn. Oh no. MTaur's just doing everything they can to try to get control of the situation. They've built a ballista to try to deal with the dragon. But it looks like they're turtling in. They're defending, but this is not the time to defend. Villages are up for grabs. This is when you want to attack. This is when you want to march forward. But MTaur's army of pikes is just too slow. This is the one weakness. A pike army cannot quickly march across the map. It was great in the beginning. It was great in the middle game. But right now, the weakness of pikes is they just can't reach the villages they need to capture. And MTaur is running out of time. All they can do is move their dragon a little bit forward. Will the twins at least move in time? Will the twins at least move in time? The dragon moves. 3 seconds left. Are the twins gonna move? No, the twins stay where they are. MTaur has chosen to defend. This is going to give Eric a massive opportunity to take over the map. But I'm sure MTaur has a plan. They must have a plan. They must be planning something in order to try to keep the... Oh! Dragon gets a free hit on that pike. The mage is just not in range to defend it. This is going to let Eric's army move in on the top of the map. We could see a big push here. The archer, the weakened archer, takes the barracks. And we see what Eric was planning. We see what Eric was planning the whole time with that slow push into Pigeon. Just making sure all of their capturing units were in range to grab these villages in time. The pike goes down. Oh my goodness. Eric is pushing into every position. The golem just goes in. It doesn't care about anything. It's diving in. The dog dives into the position. Eric is attacking everywhere on the map. MTaur, I blame politics, but there are probably things I could have done better. Actually, your politics were really good, MTaur. I think you had the really, really good strategies for most of the game. Ultimately, the problem was just responding on that last few turns when Pigeon went down. Eric just did it a little better, a little faster, and got their units in range of all the villages first. That's what's making the big difference right now. Eric was prepared for this. Eric was like, the second Pigeon goes down, I'm going to have all my units just run at the villages and grab them all. And that's working really, really well for Eric. We see this massive position built up. Just taking control of this base, taking control of this base. Eric is in control of both bases, which is fitting because Eric was the slayer of both of the players who used to inhabit those bases. Eric has taken out Stargen, taken out Pigeon. Eric was betrayed, Eric was double-teamed, and Eric is still in this and pushing for the win, the hero of the story. Oh my goodness. However, the world champion in chat is pointing out that Eric is going to have to try to kill a dragon with archers. They don't have a lot of anti-air there. And MTaur is going to have to try to figure out some way to win. Some last-ditch strategy to try to steal the game from Eric. Is there anything they can do? Now is the time. If MTaur does not make a move this turn, if MTaur doesn't do something this turn, we see the Twins Groove dropped. Whoa! Look at that damage! Massive damage coming in from the Twins Groove. That is so much damage! That was a nuke! That was like 2 Witch X's! Archer coming in. MTaur is attacking. MTaur knows that this is the time. They need to attack now. They need to move now. They need to do something right this moment. Dragon goes in on the Archer, dealing massive damage. Dragon goes in on the Archer, dealing massive damage. With 2 archers fallen. Eric has almost no anti-air left. We see the Harpy take out a pike. And even if the archers pick on the dragons, the totem can heal them. The ballista comes in. This is a full-on attack, a last-ditch effort. MTaur is trying to take the game. MTaur's desperately moving their army forward. They know that if they can't win in time, if they let Eric continue to grow their lead, the game is over. The game is just over. So MTaur is trying to end it here and now. They're bringing in the wagon, they're bringing in the knight, they're bringing in all of the pieces. All of the pieces on the board are joining this attack, trying to end it before it's too late. Just trying to get something out of this and make a play and take the game. It is possible. It is still possible for MTaur to win, and they are doing the only winning move. The only chance is this move right here, and it could work. It could work, because Tenri right now is surrounded by dragons! Alright, we see Eric just calmly taking a tower. They're in a tough spot, but they have the map. If they can just survive this, they have a chance to win. Archer crit on the totem. Despite the weakened Archer? Oh my goodness, because the totem was placed in river, it had a lot less health. The totem was able to go down, but it did eat up an Archer hit, meaning it will be very difficult to attack the dragons at all, to attack the Harpy. Soaking up that Archer hit that did like nothing. Oh my goodness, these dragons are still alive and very, very dangerous. This tower was just captured, so it can't build a witch. The other witch is a little bit too far away and zoned out by this mage. What is Eric going to do to get Tenri out of this mess? Remember, if you lose the commander, you lose the game. So if MTaur can kill Tenri, there is still hope. And MTaur, the anti-hero, can win, very fittingly, by killing the hero's commander. Oh my goodness. Eric is thinking. MTaur is like the new sneaky dragon. This is how I used to play back in the day, by the way. This is how I used to play. Just massing dragons and causing chaos. It is not the optimal way to play, but for new player PvP, this is awesome and I love it. How close is Tenri to Groove? Tenri is 6 Groove charge away from getting tier 1 Groove. Very close, very close. but doesn't have it yet. And Tenri just got Groove. However, Tenri has already taken their turn, so they won't be able to use it this turn, but they will have it for next turn. Remember, am I too late to get a game? You're not too late at all, Ellie. Believe it or not, this is the first game. This has been a massive, epic FFA, and I'm definitely putting this one on YouTube, no question. Oh my goodness, it's been non-stop action. I don't even know who's gonna win. Like, this is it. This is the critical moment. Tenri will either die here or not. And that's it. I really don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. Alright, is MTaur going to take it? Is MTaur going to find a way to take this game? It's a tough situation. MTaur is way down on units. Their base is lost. Their villages are lost. The board position is lost. But they could still kill the enemy commander. Oh my goodness. MTaur is looking for a way. They know this turn is important, and they're looking for a way. This dog was genius by Eric. This dog is genius, because it sort of blocks the entire contingent from moving forward. This one dog might prevent the lethal from happening. Really smart positioning on that dog. It's not even in ballista range. Oh my goodness. I don't see a lethal here. I don't see a way to kill Tenri here. The mage crosses over and hits the dog just to try to remove it. The sword hits it, but ultimately, oh, and the knight chooses to hit the archer. MTaur realizes they can't kill Tenri this turn, so they're just going for damage, as much damage as they can. They're just trying to fight. Yeah, Tenri is just a little bit too safe. Really smart dog positioning. Really good commander defense. Notice how they put a bunch of units around their commander defending them. Really well done. All MTaur can do is try to smack Tenri, but dragons have been nerfed. Tenri's in a forest. This is nowhere near killing Tenri. Even in Wargroove 1, I don't think that would have killed. And MTaur, this is all they can do. This is all they can do. They're just trying, hoping that maybe they can catch Tenri out if they do some damage now. Their army is in shambles. Oh my goodness, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? MTaur is trying to think of what to build, but it's a little bit tough. It's a little bit tough. Someone's saying this is kind of like the Parasite game. Yeah, I really hope someone remakes Parasite for Wargroove 2. Parasite is like FFA, but with Mafia. It's like Among Us. Parasite was Among Us Wargroove. Oh my goodness. Oh, the dragon goes, the harpy goes down, the dragon goes down. Just massive damage happening. Unfortunately, witches are really good in Wargroove 2. And we see the dragons just get slaughtered. The golem takes out the mage. Oh, massive damage. Just massive damage. Eric is destroying MTaur's advance. Grabs the fortified village for even more gold. We see the knight, come in and slam into the other knight. Tenri heals, making a lethal impossible. And this might be the end for MTaur. This might be the end. I don't see how they could come back here. I don't see what they could do. A dragon comes out for Eric, and it's only a matter of time. Will MTaur be able to claw this back? This looks like the end. This looks like the end. Eric continues to attack the map. They're not even done. They're not even done. In chat, someone says this is probably the end. Unless maybe they see something. Maybe they see something. Did Eric slip up? Is there a lethal here? Is there a takedown on the board? Is there a way for potentially Eric to fall here? MTaur's only hope is to kill the commander. But it might not be possible. Or maybe it is. We see Eric has complete control over this. Even if a unit is built out of this barracks, it'll just go down. All MTaur can do is defend their own base right now. Alright, we're gonna see one of two things. Either a surrender or an attack. It's an attack. MTaur is not gonna surrender. They are gonna play to win. They are gonna go down fighting and try to get a desperate lethal on Eric. Like the proper anti-hero that they are. They are making every possible attack against their opponent. Oh, and they take down the knight. This is a battle of heroes. MTaur isn't gonna back up. They're not gonna just wait for death to come to them. They're gonna farm up for their groove! Let's go! MTaur got groove again! But they don't have enough dudes for the lethal right now. They could still possibly make something happen, though. There are a few sneaky ideas here. I am losing my voice, but it's worth it for this amazing game. Pike crit into Tenri. There's not enough to kill here, but MTaur is continuing their attack. They're like, if I back up now, I lose the game. We're fighting this out. You and me, hero and anti-hero. The pro player has fallen. The diplomat has fallen. It's the two of us like it was always meant to be. And... oh my goodness. Twins fire on their own commander. Oh. I can't. I just can't. Oh, wow. Oh my goodness. MTaur has elected to set their own commander on fire in the center of the map. I'm curious, because there is a thing. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Does MTaur go down here? Does Eric end it? I'm thinking something, but I don't want to say it yet. I'm just thinking something. Let's just wait. Let's just wait. That's all I'm going to say. Oh, there's the hex. There's the hex. All right, it looks like Eric is going to do this properly. It looks like Eric is going to do this properly and end the game. I was going to say there was a sneaky bait here where you draw in Tenri but survive with like a little bit of health and then kill Tenri, but yeah. Yeah. That's GG. Eric managed to kill every single player in this FFA. Eric started this out by taking out the legendary Stargen in a surprising lethal. I didn't even see that. That was just boom. And Stargen was gone. Fought two people for a while before an ingenious HQ defense took Pigeon out. Attacking Pigeon was absolutely the right move there, by the way. Like, they could have gone for MTaur, but they didn't get influenced. They went for Pigeon, they took villages, they got a solid position, they took Pigeon out, and overwhelmed the game. Oh, that was good. That was good. I'm sorry, everyone, you had to wait for this today, but I hope it was worth it. I hope it was worth it. That was solid. That was just amazing.